People have been so busy with the growth of industries and technologies that we overlook the harmful impact on our environment. Overpopulation, air pollution, land pollution, water pollution, and noise pollution have affected our lives. This made us realize that we are not really free to change the environment for the price of progress.
Ecosystems are interactive and interrelated as the worldwide population continues to rise. The competition for the Earth's resources also increases without enough natural resources to support the undivided human population. Daily human activities will lead to environmental devastation. They cause changes in habitat and the extinction of thousands of plants and animals. There will be also a rapid rise of diseases, hunger, malnutrition, making people nutrient deficient and having a shorter life expectancy. Maintaining personal health is largely an individual responsibility. Having proper waste management affects community health. Likewise, environmental health is everyone's responsibility.
Let's talk about the diseases and disorders in the environment. Start with respiratory diseases. While the ozone in the upper atmosphere shields us from ultraviolet radiation from the sun, the high amount of ozone at the ground level is a major health hazard. When sunlight comes in contact with nitrogen oxide and volatile organic compounds from emissions of industrial facilities and electrical utilities, excess of motor vehicles, chemical solvents, and natural vapors, it produces ground-level ozone. It impairs lung function and reduces your resistance to colds, asthma, bronchitis, and pneumonia. The burning of fossil fuels by cars and trucks also created pollutants that make the air foul and cause respiratory diseases.
When there is a little wind and high traffic congestion, a combination of smoke and fog called smog is likely to develop, it causing breathing problems like coughs, bronchitis, and asthma. These pollutants, added with increased amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, are the cause of global warming. Global warming changes climate patterns and creates extreme weather, raises the sea level, puts the world's food supply at risk, and increases the risk of infectious disease.
Skin diseases. When the weather is hot and humid, prickly heat is most common. Sweat glands are clogged, resulting in tiny bumps. The heat rush causes a prickly sensation. Prolonged exposure to the sun can exceed the body's protective pigment to protect the skin. This makes your skin red and painful, along with blisters and swellings. These are the symptoms of sunburn. Repeated exposure to air pollutants can cause skin conditions like eczema and acne. There is also a higher risk of skin cancer with the increase in the intensity of UV radiation.
Gastrointestinal diseases. Polluted water and poor sanitation are responsible for most diseases that infect the stomach and intestines. For example, untreated sewage is discharged into surface waters, causing red tide that affects marine life. When the seafood is eaten, the contaminated food in water can cause diarrhea that makes patients dehydrated because of the frequency of loose or liquid bowel movements.
The status of your water supply reflects the pollution level of your community and makes you susceptible to other waterborne diseases like cholera, typhoid fever, and dysentery. Contaminated hands and surfaces, walking barefoot, and other unsanitary conditions can lead to parasitic worm infections like a pinkworm, hookworm, or tapeworm. The worms eat the food you eat, block your intestine, and do not allow the stool to pass.
Neurological impairment. Examples of neurological impairment are lead in mercury poisoning. That is why hazardous materials containing these should be disposed of properly. Poisoning or flambéson can make you anemic, weak, and lose your appetite. It also causes brain damage as well as learning and behavioral problems among children and birth defects to the fetus. On the other hand, high levels of mercury cause a variety of severe neurological symptoms such as blindness and deafness. Coma and creation have long-lasting effects, and these are often irreversible, while it seems like there is no way to correct many of our environmental problems because they appear to keep getting worse.
Many are still manageable and reversible. Remember, Earth's resources are finite and should be conserved and preserved for future generations. It is time for you to re-examine your personal behavior and attitude that contribute to worsening pollution. Change them and persuade your community to help in improving your local environment.